We are live. So, what are we going to learn today? I don't know. Uh, we will look at the animation API. So, I'll already have a small app created to, showcase the animation API. I will let's see if we can run this. We have some plugin error, but this shouldn't happen actually. We have fixed that in the recent release. Let's see. Preference. Plugins. What is the name of that plugin? Name that color. Okay, 1.7.3. Okay. 7.4 is the latest version. We'll download this. Okay, now it'll say load from the disk. Downloads, yep. Second shows. Maybe let's restart the IDE. Plugin updates install, but again we are getting the same error. Never mind, we are here to hi Yogesh, how's it going? Great, I was waiting for the stream. That's cool. Good to hear that. Okay, it looks like the sync has finished. Let's try run it on the emulator. Maybe we can put the emulator inside, but yeah, that's good. Oh, you can't see the emulator because of the camera position. Sorry, that should work. Yep. Take some time. Oh, a lot of CPU usage. See you later. I think I don't have any. Oh, wait a second. Okay, what do we have? Okay, I don't want to run the test. Okay, we have some changes over there. Let's see. That's okay. That is also fine. Okay. That, I think we don't need that here. We can delete that. Counter test, I think I wrote that to test some some testing, I guess. This is maven local. Why do we need that? We don't need that, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, let's give the okay. We go to the main activity. Let's see what's in there. So we'll start with the splash screen. The build failed or what? The build looks failed. Why is that? Okay. For some reason this library won't be available here. Yep. Never mind. Ran. Okay. We have this splash screen, then we have a list. Clicking on the list would show you the API, the animation API. This is some default animation, this is some fade in, then fade out animation. This is slide in, slide out animation. This is also slide in, slide out, but horizontally. I mean, these APIs are available. The documentation is available here in the. So we have these animations here in the sample. I just created these. Okay. Wait a second. Fade in, fade out demo. So I just created, these animations and put it in an app and made a list out of it. And I think we have, this is for listening the animation state. animated content and custom animated content. So is the custom animated content? No, it should be here, custom transition, I guess. Yeah, I think I wrote it like 3 to 4 weeks ago. Yeah, and yeah, so the remaining things are okay. These are the remaining APIs I need to look at. So what are we going to do here? Animate that state. I think we can start working. I think we can start work on that. Hi Faris, how are you doing? No, that's not the one. That's not it. Yep. So we will be building a new screen to showcase the animate, but I don't know if we need to do that because the animate star as state API is very simple. Anyway, let's, it must be okay, float as state, then yeah. So I'll create a new screen called animate state, animate property as state. Let's call it state screen. Property as state screen. Where do I need to create these screens? It should be inside animate as property. What is the actual name of this method? How do I pronounce this? Animate star as state. Animate functions and symbols animation creation comes by animating a single value. You only provide the end value, the target value, and the API standard animation the end value to specified value. Okay. I mean, what do we call this? Let's call it animate property as state. Yeah, animate property as state screen. We'll create a new screen to showcase all APIs. Animate property, animatable screen, visibility screen. We'll create it here, and we'll call server. Okay, what did we do with this thing? We simply created a list, then a scaffold. Okay, yeah, that's cool. It's totally fine. We'll copy this template from here, put it over here. Okay, then we copy this scaffold from here, remove this, put the scaffold here, then we'll change the title to animate property as state, maybe animate star, sorry, animate property as state. I don't know if it's okay to call this property here, maybe we'll call it different name. char state, and we need a on back plate callback. I want to build an IntelliJ plugin, but I wasn't able to build the project in M1 Mac. I'm not using M1. I'm not a Mac specialist. I don't know much about hardware stuff, so I don't know how I can help you with that. What was the error, by the way? I mean, you should be getting some stack trace, right? Duration. That duration, I guess, not applicable here. Maybe, yeah, applicable here, but yeah, we'll be using, I don't know, we'll use something less obvious. Duration, yeah, anyway, let's forget that now. It was expecting OS X ARC binaries while building, but they are not present. Alright, I don't know about that. Maybe you can ask in the Kotlin Lang Slack channel. Maybe ask if anyone tried creating that with M1 Mac. You are there in the Slack channel, right? Yeah, yeah. First we will go with the animate float as state. Okay. How do I see all the variants? Okay, it supports float, color, DP, size, bounds, offset, rect, int offset, and int size. Okay, we'll start with float, and then we will fix the float value. Okay, now we will move this to a package so that we can store the animation composables inside that package. Yep. And we are going to call this animate property state. Animate property. Yep. And we'll move this screen to this package, and I'll say animate float as state demo. Okay. Is there a shortcut to create a function? Yeah, we do have. Oh, that was easy. TIL. Animate, maybe the file name. Okay, let's go change that like template. So we are looking for a file template called comp. So what is comp? Yep. So the name should be the file name. Yeah, file name without extension. Kotlin function name. Do we have file name here? No. We should find that. Kotlin file name. Okay, file name without extension. Okay, that should work, I guess. Let's give it a try. Cool. Now we will create some preview for this. Okay, you can easily debug this. Let's test the preview annotation first. This is a test. Yep. Okay, we need to pass the on backlit, but yep, animation screen, yeah, we have the on backlit here. Sorry, on backlit, yeah. What is happening here? Okay, this should be a comment. Okay, yeah, blah blah blah. We'll keep this comment here, or maybe we can put the comment inside the screen, or maybe inside here. We can remove one by one as we go. So the default demo will replace with animate property. No, animate floor test state demo. We are only doing this, but this is the button. Maybe we can use that variable to trigger the animation, but yeah, yep. Is visible is not the right name. We'll call this is on. Okay, so we should expect a boolean here. Okay, that's totally fine. We'll create a separate function for the preview. And we'll say can we build web page using Compose? Yes, we can do that. I mean, I think it's called Compose Web. Yep, this one. So you can, write Kotlin JS, and I think you can use that with yeah, use that with Compose Web, I guess. There was a small game I created with it. It's called Compose Bird. So basically it's with radio buttons. It's the Flappy Bird clone using Compose Web. You can find the source from here. Yep, I hope that helps. Hi Aaron, how's it going? Any new bugs for us today? I mean, did it work yesterday, the release we made? Don't say no. Oh, thank God, that's a good news. Animate. Does Compose will work with GitHub pages? Yes, it should. Yeah. Basically, the Kotlin code gets compiled to JavaScript, so it should work on browsers. Yeah. Little late to the party today. What's going on? So we are trying to I'm trying to learn the animation API, the Compose animation API. I'm creating something like a playground app with all the animation functions that are available inside the animation API. So if anyone wants to learn something, if anyone wants to learn how the shrink and shrink out animation works, they can go to the GitHub repo, look at the demo, understand how it works. I don't know if that's going to be helpful, but just to learn something, I think this is the best way. All right. Yeah, first regarding the Compose web, I have a small CLI app. With that, you can create a Compose web template. Maybe I can show a quick demo of that. We'll go to a new desktop. Okay. So I'll call create Compose app, and it will ask me what kind of app you are going to build. So I'll press 3 to start with web, and it will ask me the project. I'll call this my Compose web app. Okay. Package name, that can be anything. My Compose web app can be anything. How did you open the corresponding to a page to that line? Alright, that's a good question. So you can press Command Shift G. I don't know if that's my custom shortcut, but anyway, you can right click here, there is an open in GitHub option. Click on this and it will open this specific line in the browser. If and only if it is committed and available in the remote. At the remote. Sorry. Okay, now the project template has created. Now we need to navigate to the project, and as defined here, we copy this, we execute this, and you should be able to see a basic template output. To me, it shows nothing here. Do you have the project published in GitHub and the commit? I mean, is changes are committed? If it's an uncommitted change, I think it won't navigate to that page. Okay, so regarding the Compose web, we are currently compiling the Kotlin code to JS. Now it's doing okay. Now it's done. So this is pure Compose code. This is just a increment decrement. I will show you that jet in a second. So let's look at the code now. So as you can see here, this is the code that is running over here. Let's run it once again. Okay. So how do we put this? So as you can see, we have a button over here. That's this button. We have a text. That's this text, and a plus button here. On each click, we are incrementing and decrementing the corresponding button, and we are updating the state. We have a mutable state here, and it automatically renders the tree. So yeah, I think that should help you get started with Compose web. Have you worked with RX Java? Any good resource to learn RX? No, I don't know much of RX. I haven't worked in RX that much. animate float as state. Maybe we need some kind of, let's run this. Compose Web is good, but now I'm more interested in your CLI project. Okay, what do you want to know about that, about the CLI project? Is it just built using JVM? Yes, it's a jar file. Okay, now we need to preview this. The preview works. Now we can say something like, animated value by animate float as state. Target value should be, okay, target value if is on, we'll say what? Maybe 100F. If it's off, we'll say 200F, and maybe let's play 0 and 100. Okay, we put the target value here, import it, and now let's give it a try. Value is animated value. Yeah, it's regarding the Create Compose app. It's 100% Kotlin. It's a single file that does everything. I mean, it actually download a template. For example, I have a different repository for the web template. It will download the template, change the placeholders, for example, with your project name and package name, and customize it for you. Similarly, we have a Chrome extension that uses Compose, and a desktop template with navigation and everything. Maybe I can show you that also. Yep. Anyway, now we have 100. I don't know, it will animate the first run. Yeah, it's actually very simple CLI app. What happened here? Did it animate or not? I think it won't animate because it doesn't have a previous value. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, rather than using this just for the test, I'll say is on, and by mutable state of false. This is just to test. Okay, when it recompose, it should remember this value. Okay, and I'm going to create a launched effect, I guess. Yeah, I think I need launched effect here. This is just for the test, and we'll run a loop here. with a delay of 1 second. On each second we will switch the flag like back and forth. Should trigger the animation, and yeah, let's see what happens. Maybe that value is not going to be considered. Maybe I will increase the text size for the sake of visibility. SP should be Y. Okay. Okay, that is what happens. Cool. Now what are we going to do here? We'll put this value to some box. Almost all of the projects are built on Kotlin. Why so? Because I don't know any other languages. I only know Kotlin, Java. I mean, I'm comfortable with that language. I don't have to learn a different language, a different framework. So why should I do that? I mean, I have this problem that I can't handle multiple languages at the same time. Like, I can concentrate on one thing. So, yeah. Kotlin gives that real comfort to build almost anything you want with that single language. So, yeah, that's why. That's just for me. Some people loves. Weren't you curious to try out Flutter or Swift or any other frameworks? I've looked at the Dart language, and to be honest, I didn't like the syntax. So yeah. Swift I have tried, but I didn't like the dev env, the IDE, the tooling. Yeah, so I tried to create a small game with Swift like 3 or 4 years ago. That must be here. I don't know. What is Swift? Should be there. The game name was I forgot the name. It's somewhere inside this repo. Like, what was the name? No, it was the forgot the name. When and how did you decide that you are going to stick with being just Android app? Do you have interest? Have you worked on other verticals like backend, DevOps, etc.? I started my career as a graphic designer. Future Synthwave. Thanks for the follow. Alright. So I started my career as a graphic designer, and I played with it for some time, like 6 or 7 months I guess. Then I moved to web front end, playing with jQuery, Bootstrap. That was like 5 or 6 years ago, and I wasn't a pro. I was just a beginner, a rookie, trying new stuff. That's it, just like now. So then I tried PHP for the backend, and I worked on PHP like 5 or 6 months again, learning the basics. I wasn't a pro. I was using some framework. I forgot the framework name. It was, anyway, that's never mind. So then I learned Java for some time, then I switched to Android, then I tried TypeScript, Swift, then I came back to Android again. I also tried React Native, and I don't know if I'm just being an Androider right now. At work I do Android stuff, but I do almost web CLI server things with Kotlin these days. DevOps, I don't know much about that. Just for information, I'm not pro in any of these. I just know only the basic stuffs, how to put a button, how to call an API. Yeah, that's it. Even on Android. Pretty much, he kinda something like that, but I won't put that on my resume. Right. So what are we looking here? Okay, now we have the animated value. We will put this on some box. No, I don't have any apps that you would like. I have some dumb apps that I don't even use. How many projects did you mention in your resume? It's like I mean, if you're talking about open source, max 3 or 4 projects. I mean 2 or 3 projects. And yeah, it depends. Like I have 2 or 3 versions of my resume. One is a single page one, and it has like 2 office projects and 3 open source projects. And there is other resume that has like 5 open source projects. It depends. I don't actually know that. I don't know how to answer that question actually. Sorry for that. We'll say size size 100. Okay, now we'll say padding top animated value. I think we can't use that, or we can use DP on this. Oh, that's cool. We'll say background color dot red. Let's see what happens. Nothing, just nothing. Maybe we can't do that. I don't know. Maybe we should log this. Okay, what does animated.dp give? What does it give? 100. Maybe it's the order, or I don't know. No, it's not the order. Maybe, okay, we don't have enough space over here. Yeah, that's why. Maybe we can say yeah, modifier fill max size. Okay, then put the box inside. move it around. Is there any way we can do margin? No, that's the padding. Maybe we need to. Oh, it's the R I chose. No, it was top. Maybe what if I give R just to see that output? What will happen? It will go to the sender, or it will just disappear to the sender. Oh, it's like compressing from the pizza. And if I put this value on top of here, it should move to the sender, I guess. Can you try converting the rectangle to triangle, maybe as a challenge for animation? I'm not taking any challenge right now. I'm learning this stuff, so it's not the right time to do challenges. Maybe sometime later. But that should be, maybe I can convert that to a rectangle, I mean a circle shape, circular, no, wait, there was a shape called circle or something, so okay, rectangle shape can accept radius, I guess. No? Okay, let's look at the source of circle shape. Rounded corner shape. Okay, maybe we can do that and it will change it to a circle when it reaches to the center. And okay, let's give it more radius. Is that what you wanted? I mean, I know you wanted a triangle. I think for that I need to create some custom shape. I don't know. Let's see. Compose, draw, shapes. Shape. Okay. We have circle shape. We have rectangle shape. Rounded corner shape. Cut corner shape. That will cut the corner. And if I cut the corner, no, it won't work for the triangle. How to draw a custom shape? Here we go. Generic shape. Okay. Size or move to. Okay, it's like drawing the line. Cursor move to size dot width by 2, so it will be here. I think so. Then it line 2 size dot width and height, so it will go here, and then line 2 x coordinate x0 and okay, yeah. And how are we going to give? Okay, let's try that. Let's call it generic shape. Graphic designer mode activated. Okay, how the rounded corner shape works? It is using corner based shape, and it's a shape and it returns an outline. What is this outline object? Defines a simple shape used for bounding graphical region. Can be used for defining a shape of the component background, a shape of the shadow cast by the component object. To click the okay, create outline. What the heck is going? Okay, this is a glass. Okay, shape glass. This is to create a custom shape. We can do this top star, top and bottom end. Okay, but where is the shape here? Top star to top end, bottom. We'll try with the generic way. Okay, let's create that. Let's copy that code and put it here. Okay, now we have that. Now we should have that triangle. Let's just put it there and see if we have a triangle. Yep, we do have a triangle right now. And what are we going to do with it? This triangle should accept a, this is a composable or what? No, it's a generic shape. Okay, it's a class or what? It's a class. It extends. Okay. It accepts a builder. Okay, the builder is a size. Size is what? Size is something. Holds a 2D floating point size. Okay, it has an x and y, basically width and height, and what is empty, looks CV. Okay, it's kind of utility class for the size. It needs a packaged value. What is a packaged value? You can think of this as an offset from the origin, yeah, but how are you getting the height and width from a packaged value? Unpack float 1. That's interesting. We are getting two values from one long. What does it do? Unpack float 1, unpack float 2. What the heck is that? Unpack float 1. Unpacks the first float value in pack floats from its return long. Okay, it means we can create one long value from two float values. And then this unpack method will unpack that, like destructuring that value. Yeah, let's give it a try inside. It's from the compose package, right? Yeah, it's in the compose package. So let's give it a try. So I say, but okay, I say v1 equal to 100. Okay, then I say v2, now ab, okay, ab b equal to 100. Now a and b is a long, and I call what's that method? Pack floats. Okay, pack. Oh, that's a package internal one. We can't access that. Unpack float 1. It's an internal method. Looks like. Interesting. Spring simulation. No. I need to see the source of unpack float 1. Okay, UI util inside compose. Okay, no, I need to go to this directory. Okay, dum, 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 dum. Compose UI util CS Android. No, that is not, I think that is not indexed. Okay, compose UI util will go manually. This is compose UI util. Correct package name. What is the proper package name here? Android X compose UI util. Maybe we can go from here. So util. Okay, it's a transitive dependency, but it's not. Okay, cannot find declaration. Why is that? I think we won't be able to call this, or we can say compose UI util. That's 3, I guess. Okay, we have one dependency. That should UI util. Sorry, UI util. What was that CLI again? Which one? You mean GPM? GPM is a utility to install dependency from the terminal. So this is a copied logo from npm, if you know npm. It's same as npm with the same command and everything. It will help you to install the dependency without searching Google, finding the latest version. You can save some time, I guess. I mean, it saves a lot of time for me. So I can show you a quick demo if you want. So maybe you are building a project from scratch and now you want retrofit. So what you're gonna do, you simply say GPM install retrofit, and retrofit will go to the Maven Central and give you some top 5 libraries. You will click the number of the library, it will get you the library with the latest version. Similarly, you can do that with other libraries also. For example, OKHTTP, you can get it here, it will be automatically added to your dependencies. And also some libraries you don't need that, you will need that as a test implementation, which will be something like JUnit. So you will say save dev, JUnit, then you can say save dev. Save dev is actually the test implementation variant. So if you look here, you have test implementation here rather than implementation, and it also gives you, this command for free. Like, what does it do? Okay, HTTP is a HTTP client, retrofit is as well HTTP client. Yeah. my previous, yeah, kind of sweet. Okay, now let's go back to the yeah, thank you guys, thank you, thank you so much. And we'll go back to the, does it support KTS? I think I added that feature sometime. Yeah, support KTS extension. Yep, from 1.0.3 you will get KTS support also, but it doesn't support multi-module applications for now. As of now, it doesn't support. Or maybe yeah, you can go inside the module and well, sorry, it does support multi-module also. Yeah, that was the, sorry for that, it was the recent feature I have added. Yep, and I think it is not released yet. It will be in the 1.04 alpha 01. Yep, I think I'm using that version. I don't know. Yeah, I'm using that version. You won't be able to get that. I mean, you can get that. You will need to pull this repo and compile it yourself. Yo, I'm your only viewer. Thank you for visiting this stream. 15th night. All right. My potato. Yeah, I have Arun here, I have Paris here, and you're the third person, I guess. It must be a Twitch bug. I mean, you'll be seeing one viewer or something like that. Anyway, thanks guys for coming. And yeah, let's go. Yeah, we were looking for that. That was some interesting function there. I would like to see the internals of this. How do they, maybe some bitwise operation, I don't know. Any guess? Anyway, it is. Are any of you at DroidCon Berlin? No. I think I don't know about others, but I'm currently in India and I won't be able to get out of the country. Maybe next DroidCon Berlin. I mean, next DroidCon. All right. Okay, that's the end of it. I can't call it as the end. I need to see what's inside that. Okay, UI utils should have here we go, finally. Pack floats, it gets, yeah, some bitwise operation. Okay, I don't know what this is, but that does the magic. Converts to long, does something, packs the two float values into one. It's an inline fun and it should be available to us, I guess. Let's see. Okay, we need the, sorry for that, we need the compose util. India is not COVID free right now. We still do have some cases, I guess. All right, we'll add the compose util, and let's look at that function. That was one interesting. We'll add the compose util here. We'll sync, and what are we going to do here? We'll go to our function and try the pack float if that's available. Let's get the function name, nothing to inline, Android X compose UI util. We'll go inside that package. Okay, now I'm going to try Android X, what is that? Compose UI util. Okay, the utility package is not here. It's the JetBrains. Okay, maybe we are looking at the first one. Oh, here the first one. Damn. Okay, now this should be available. This is not related to animation, but I'm just curious how that thing will appear. Okay, now I pass A and B. Now I have A and B. Okay, this should be float. Now what are we doing here? Now we have A and B, and I'd say parsed A, that will be unpack float 1 A and B, and just want to confirm that the method works the way I expected. Okay, so 100 equals parsed A, and shouldn't the GPM do Gradle sync after adding the dependency? Maybe if we can notify the IDE to sync it, yeah, it should be better. I don't know if we can do that outside the outside the shell. Maybe we can have some plugin installed here inside that work as a companion for the CLI, and the CLI can tell the companion to, okay, I have added some dependency, now you can refresh the IDE. But I don't think that's actually needed here. We just need to move the mouse and press this button. That's it. So 200 should be 200, and I'm going to log this. Yeah, I don't know if there's any, if the IDE is that open from notifying from an external thing. I don't think it's possible. Okay. Oh my god, it works. That's interesting. I didn't know about that. I mean, we have pack ins. Okay. This is actually a good interview question. Like, this is actually pretty cool. Packing tool in the one and unpacking seems too much work rather than just using a pair, but there must be a strong reason, I believe. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There must be some strong reason for that. I'll ask that in Twitter or somewhere after the stream. Maybe someone knows. Okay, there's a list utils class. There's a fast forward each that does this. Yes, that I have heard before. Math helpers. Love linear interplay between start and stop. But why doesn't convert the shape to triangle? I didn't write any code to convert that. We got deviated from the shape to that hidden function. Now we discovered that hidden function, and now we'll continue working on the triangle. Don't worry, maybe we will implement that. So size has what? Max dimension empty times. We will rounded corners, that was for the for the circle, right? Square to circle, right? That we did. Now we are trying to do square to rectangle, or I don't know, maybe something, but this is an object, and it is technically possible, like we can create a square by adding a line to here. That's way too simple, but how do we animate that? Maybe we can have 4 coordinates, and 2 coordinates can point to the same xy, making it look like a rectangle, but it is not a rectangle. Actually, it has 4 sides. I mean, making it a triangle, and it has 4 sides actually. Now when the flag turns off or on, we will increase the x, making it a rectangle or square, or anything you want. Three sides will merge to 2 sides. No, 4 sides. Yeah, 2 sides will merge to 2 sides. 3 side will merge to 2 side. I don't get that. Yeah, we can do that, but our target is not that right now. Maybe we will create a to-do task here inside the animate shape rectangle to triangle. Okay, we'll come to that. That will be an advanced example. Now we are just showing but you got the point, right? Yep. All right, we can refactor this. Okay, now we know how the animate plot works. We will keep this here. We will say start, no, left, sorry, start, yeah. And we can move, we can do this, and we can remove this, and we can use this. Okay, bye, I gotta go, I have an exam tomorrow. Alright, see you, man, all the best. Oh my god, it's 1 a.m. Sorry, man. All the best. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Alright, now what are we going to do here? We will remove the preview. We don't need the preview anymore. We will call this from here, and we will what are we going to do? We will start it with this start destination. Okay, this is just for the debug purpose. We'll run the app and see what happens. Okay, that works. Maybe we need to reduce the size of the box. Yeah, maybe we can use the Tesla logo. Okay, that should display. Maybe we don't have to give it a size. Maybe we don't have to give it the background. Maybe we just need padding. All right, maybe we can add more things into this, and maybe we can move 2 things. No, that's just over engineering this. This is fine, I guess. Is there a shortcut to make this inline? No. Can I remove the braces using any ID? Wow, that's cool. Okay. We have minimized the code. Okay, now we can commit the changes. Okay, add animate as float to sample. Okay, I think the template is ready. We will be adding more stuff here, like animate, color, then mutable list. Okay, animate color, maybe color value, animate DP, and these should come inside this list. Yep. Maybe we can simplify this by introducing a lambda and passing this value, but this is just for the demo. We need to make the demo as clean as possible. All right. Maybe we can copy this code animate color as state, and we can call animate color as state demo, and we'll simply call animate color as state. Maybe we need to add more, we need to handle more options here. We have threshold, we have animation spec, we can play with all those things. I think we should do that rather than doing the basic sample. Yeah, maybe we can create a list, a column here, and this will be the, what happens if I put 4 of these here. I mean, property float plus demo. Sorry, this should be here. Or I don't know. I mean, I sometimes talk to myself. No, I don't usually do that. Probably because of the streaming. I don't know. I don't remember. But I guess I do sometimes. Alright. Oh, I'm sleepy, but let's finish this. Why are we getting the target value as... Okay, this is not color. What happened here? Float as state. Okay, this is the float. Okay, color as state. We are going to remove that. Let's give it a run. See. Rubber duck debugging method. What is... I don't know what that is. Can you explain a bit more about that? Rubber duck debugging method. The duck with the rubber duck. I can do Google search, but I want you to tell me that. Okay, that looks really good. Okay, now that means we can have multiple animations inside this demo. We will add a to-do here. Show more uses of animate float state. Yep. Yeah. The idea behind rubber duck debugging is simple. By explaining the process out loud, the program is able to better understand the nature of the code, the purpose of individual lines or modules, and what code is intended to do in contrast to what it actually does. Okay, got that. But how is it related to the term rubber duck? What does it have to do with rubber duck? Yep. I mean, I'm just asking, not being rude here. It is yellow rubber duck we need to have before the computer. Okay. Oh, just it's like we are talking to the duck. Okay, got it. I do have a toy here. Somewhere, yeah, let me get that. Now let's call it Plastic Hulk. Okay, this is the Hulk. It has a red LED at the center of the heart. I don't know why, but this method is called Plastic Hulk debugging. It looks really good on camera, right? we need to press behind, not on the butt, like just like below the spine. All right, we have some to do here. I think I had one, not Hulk though, it was Superman. Oh, I see. Superman. DC. Okay. Once I have 50 followers, we can enable that, chat points here. We can put some options. People can, it'll be more interactive, I guess. But I'll be doing the same shit, same dumb mistakes, dumb programming here. Okay, now we need to show the other uses here. So let's do one more. Spacer, give me some space. I think we should create a height. I think I need to type only height and it will show. That's simple. I was being very dumb. And we'll put another one here. This time animation spec. Okay, this is getting into 54 hours of streaming. Is it 54 hours? I think I have one on. Okay, 54 hours of streaming. I don't know. 50 followers. Yeah. We need to have 50 followers to get that. You know that some chat points will show below the send message text box. To enable that, we need at least 50 followers. Yeah, and there are other criteria also, like continuous or something, continuous streaming or something. I don't know about that. Yeah, let's see. 8 hours of streaming, I guess. 8 we already have. Hours is not an issue. I think like 4 or 5 days ago, Monday or Sunday, I guess. Yeah. And we are going to animation spec. Okay, animation spec is like, are you expecting something like green? Yeah. Duration will be 500 ms. Delay will be 100 ms. There was an API for this. Is it still experimental? Experimental time is, what is that again? In millis. Involve milliseconds. What is this vol mean? The value of the duration expressed as a long number of milliseconds. An infinite duration value is converted in vol millisecond. Why did they rename this to vol? What is the exact name? method name, sorry, involve Kotlin GitHub. Okay, this is the Kotlin sample. See the git blame. Duration in volume is property instead of in units. In volume units. Okay, let's look at that PR. How do we see the PR here? That's a commit, but was it a direct commit? Definitely no. Ilya G. This must be someone from the use involve hours property instead of convert to double. Okay, involve hours. So this is the time class. I want to know why they changed the name. Introduce conversion properties returning long values. Deprecate the old ones returning. We can look at the nothing. Let's look at the duration KT. Duration static factor. No. Tips recursive function. No. No. Escape underscore. No. Stop using system.current time millis for duration. Measure time millis currently uses current time millis to measure elapsed time, which is unsafe, seeing as it is based on system clock, which can be changed by the system at any time by MTP or the user. The implementation will use measure nanotime internally and calculate the number of milliseconds from that. Okay. Measure time millis. Measure nanotime. That is safer. But why did we open that? PR. He was pointing to somewhere. There was a repo for these design decisions. What is that called? Cap. It was like 4 letters or something. Design decisions were logged inside a repository called keep. Yeah, it's called keep. Let's search here. Nothing. Maybe we need to look for the duration API. Commits, issues, duration. Duration and time measurement API. This issue is discuss a proposal to introduce duration, time source, time mark, and measurement API. Okay, now let's search for wall. The word wall. This is dump search, but we have only 18 instances, but it's not the commits. Okay, let's just resolution this special, you know. Leave it. Anyway, we didn't get the reason, but to get the value, it's going to be more hours. 4 hours and 4 hours. Maybe because standard. So now we'll use. No, we are going to use the same API. 1 second. Okay, that's deprecated. Use duration dot seconds. Instead, duration dot seconds. Oh, the API got removed entirely. Oh. This is why they say do not use experimental APIs. That's an interesting thing. Seconds, duration dot seconds, 1 2 milli to what, to Java duration to long milliseconds. Okay, to long milliseconds, it's deprecated, but what do we use? Okay, that's interesting. This dot involve milliseconds. Okay, it's there, but I think we need to use the experimental API. Okay, convert expression to int. It's expecting an int. Oh. But anyway, we don't have to use this. It's like it became very unreadable. Easing, fasting, faster. Easing will say, what are the other available options for easing? Shoot, no. Fasting, fast out, fasting, slow, fast out, slowing, fast out, linear in. Fast out and linear in. Let's do that. Let's see this in action. Anyway, we can have more advanced samples here inside the template. I think that's it for today. We'll add more sample as we go here. Let's end this train. Alright. Before end, we'll go read some memes. Okay man, good night. Jetpack marketing. What is that?
There's bugs everywhere.
What is this? Is that XML? I don't know. Anyway, we are going to end the stream. Thanks guys, thanks for coming. Bye bye.